Alright, here we are again in the basement arcade, and I just wanted to give a quick update and basically film my new game that I just picked up. And that would be one Sega Desert Tank. As you can see, this is the big Deluxe sit-down cab. I think this is the only way that this title was released. It was one of the first Model 2 games, and uses the same cabinet as they used for Daytona USA. On its first release in '93, they had the big sit-down single-player 50-inch cabinet, and yeah, it's really kind of a neat cab. It's what I would call like a full cockpit, because you actually climb in the thing, you're surrounded, you got the speakers around you, you got your shifter, and it's actually like you're sitting inside of a little miniature tank, so to speak. So I picked this game up off of Craigslist. This is one that I would definitely I was not looking for. I don't think there at any point during my collecting phase I ever said, man, I really want to go out and find a desert tank. That'd be an awesome game to have in the game room. But I was perusing Craigslist, and I found one semi-local. It was about 3 hours away, and the guy wanted $500 for it. So I emailed him to see what was the story, and really not a lot of interest, just interested in because it was a really rare cabinet. I know I've never seen one. I've been collecting games and been interested in arcades for, I guess, probably the last 2 decades, and in all that time, all the arcades I've ever been, I've never seen one of these out on location, never seen one at all. So I knew it was rare, so I emailed the guy. Turns out it was, he had taken it, I don't know if it was in trade for work or something else, but he had acquired it through some means, and it was just kind of sitting in this shop that he worked in, and the landlord wanted it gone. So he was pretty motivated to sell, and he shot me a decent price, so I decided to drive up and take a look at it. I got up there, and it was in this auto shop. It's a really cool place, actually. They restored, basically a restoration shop. They had a bunch of old Chryslers and Fords and Chevrolets and a bunch of cool cars from the 50s, 60s, and 70s in there. And then in the middle of it all was this huge, heaping, steaming pile of Sega Desert Tank. And man, when I got there, it was I almost wanted to turn around and walk out when I saw the cab. It was in just really terrible looking shape. It was all broken down. It comes apart in 3 pieces. You have the monitor, this front section here with the steering, and then of course the seat breaks off. It was all, broken up, which wasn't a big deal, but there were wires hanging out, boards hanging out. It looked like, the monitor was leaning over. It looked like it had died on location somewhere, and it had been removed in just the most unceremonious fashion imaginable. I can't imagine that there was any care taken when it was taken apart, just from the shape it was in. So I looked it over, and I was like, man, I really hesitated for a while on it. The only thing that really that pushed me over the edge was I looked at the cabinet, and it was grimy, it was dust covered, it had all this crap all over it. But I looked at it, and the plastics, as you can see, are really, really good shape. A lot of times you see these cabinets like the Daytona 50-inchers, and this bumper will be all busted up, and the plastics are busted or marked up. But this one is really, I could tell it was in good shape even though it was filthy. And I pretty much had resigned myself to the fact that the monitor was hosed. It had been dropped at some point. It's actually over here. It was leaning. As you can see, it's just kind of leaning. I've got it leaning up against the wall, and that's as close as it gets to standing upright. It had been, like I said, it had been dropped. The plyboard around the wheels had broken and caved in, so it really, if it's not up against something, it's probably going to fall over. So I was pretty sure that it wasn't going to work. So it was basically it was taking a leap of faith that the rest of the game would work. I knew I had an extra 50-inch monitor that I could test it with, But you know, with these older Model 2 games, and this is the original Model 2, that basically only 3 games were built on this platform: Daytona, Virtua Cop, and then Desert Tank. And those older boards are they're a little bit temperamental, so it was really a big crapshoot on whether anything would be salvageable on this. But you know, sometimes in this hobby you have to take a leap of faith. You have to be an optimist, and I looked at it and said, what the heck, let's load it up. So got it home and plugged it in. Of course, I did try the monitor, even though I was pretty sure it was hosed, and it was definitely dead, but I could hear the sounds coming through the speakers, so I felt pretty good about that. I thought, you know what, we got a shot here. So went and got my extra 50-inch monitor. It's actually off of a top skater. Plugged it in and crossed my fingers, and lo and behold, it actually works. So I got the game a couple weeks ago, so it took me probably the majority of that time to get it all 100% up and running. When I first got it going. It didn't have music. The throttle wasn't working. The shifter was jacked up. So I've been going through it over the past few weeks, and yeah, I just got it up and going 100% tonight. Got the music going. Really a cool cabinet. I'm glad I picked it up and took that leap of faith, because it's pretty unique as far as the Segas go of the later model. I don't know that they really did any other tank games. I guess maybe Alien Front would be one that you could point to that they did, but I've never played that one. I'm not sure if it's a decent game or not. But this one is actually pretty fun. It's full 3D. You can wander all around, shooting things, blowing things up. You got machine guns, and of course your main gun. It's got a really cool force feedback on it. When you fire the main gun, this whole yoke shoots back. Of course, when you fire the machine guns, it shakes. It's a different, a lighter feedback. It's got a subwoofer under the seat, so when you fire that main gun, it's just really a cool experience. It's really kind of encapsulates the arcade experience, you know, that you get with these big cabinets, these big deluxes especially. So I've got it turned down right now. I'll turn it up. We can watch a little bit of the attract mode. There's the sub. Get it turned up enough. You hear the main gun. Yeah, and I don't know if it's coming across that well in the video or not, but that 50-inch monitor that I put on it, really clear. It's probably one of the better looking 50-inchers I've ever seen. I kind of wish it was. I kind of wish my other ones looked as nice as this one does. It's got great color. It's got a little bit of burn-in from Top Skater, but you know, there's any 50-incher that was on location for any time at all is going to have some burn in it. But it's really not too terribly noticeable, especially with the nice colors. It's really kind of, unless you get the full white screen, white out, you don't really see a whole lot of it. But yeah, so that's the new cabinet. Again, glad I picked it up. I've still got a little bit more to do on it to get it 100%. It's missing the floorboard, which is not too big of a deal. I'll just probably put some diamond plate metal down there. And then it's missing, you know, they had pulled off this credit. It was a plastic thing that gave the amount of credit information, like 4 points for one play, that kind of stuff. So I've got to replace that. Like I said, cover up the wires and the floorboard, but that's pretty much it. I might try to track down this new sticker here. This one's pretty well damaged. It's been peeled off and everything, so I might try to find one of those. But other than that, it's in good shape, and yeah, glad to have it in the arcade. So anyways, just wanted to post a quick vid. Look forward to see your comments.